everybody, this is Peggy for CropStop.com. And this next series of videos that I'm going to do for you, I'm going to go through all the different embossing machines and die cutting machines, showing you what each one will do. Almost all of them will do everything that's out there. And so that's the purpose of the video. I'm going to start with my very first embossing die cutting machine, and that was the Cuttlebug. Now this is the newer version. They call it the Slimline. I have 3 or 4 different ones because I teach classes. But this has been my always go-to machine. It has done everything I've wanted it to do. So the purpose of this will be to go through about 10 different embossing folders today, showing you that they all work through there. There's only one exception. We'll get to that one. So the first one we're going to do is going to be a Cuttlebug folder. Now when you're doing the embossing, you're going to be using 3 plates. You're going to use an A plate, a B plate, and another B plate. When you put your embossing folder in, you want to put the open end first. So you're going to use an A plate, a B plate. You're going to put your embossing folder with your paper inside, another B plate on top. Now the trick to this is if it doesn't go through, if it's too tight, don't force it. But you'll see this goes through very easily. And we have a wonderful embossed piece of cardstock. Now I've used coordination paper for all of these just because I wanted to show you when you sand them so you could see the embossing better. And here's the card. Let me just grab it for you here. Here's a card I made using that embossing folder through the Cuttlebug. So you can do a lot of different things with your embossing. This is just one of them. Let me move some things around and we'll go to our next one. The next one I'd like to show you is from Spellbinders. It's called MBossabilities. The nice thing about these folders is that you get 2 for 1. On the inside will be one type of embossed image. This is tire tracks and pebbles. And then if you turn it over, you can emboss on the inside and you'll get, these are like little footprints in the dirt. Now you'll notice that mine is quite bowed. That's because when I first got this, I put it using my Vagabond and it bowed it, and it's never gone back to right. So I'm not sure if I did something wrong or if the Embossabilities just doesn't like going through the Vagabond. I don't know. Anyway, so here's what you're going to do. Let's say we're using this side. And remember, when you're embossing, you want to have the raised edge going up through your paper. So that way you're going to get your raised edge. Again, we're going to put the paper inside. We're going to use our A plate, a B plate, and another B plate. Opened end goes in first. This one will be a little bit tighter fit. Hang on a second. Let me readjust that. Now off camera I readjusted a few things and I thought, oh, I'm not going to show them this one, but I want to show you. If you'll notice, I cannot get that to go through there. It will not go through. Now I don't know if, again, if it's because my particular embossing folder is bowed, or if it's just not going to go through the Cuttlebug. But as I said in the beginning, don't force it. I mean, you can see I would have to stand up and use, it just isn't going to go. I only use my Embossabilities now that I've had this issue with the big one. I only use these in my Grand Caliber, which is one of the machines we'll be showing you later on. But let me just show you what it looks like. It does emboss, I'm telling you the truth. You will get this nice embossed in the back. It does a really good job. Again, I would not use the Embossabilities through my Cuttlebug. That's just a Peggy thing. Always remember, too tight, don't go. Alright, let me get another one and we'll show you that. Alright, the third one we're going to use is from Couture Creations. I really enjoy using the Couture Creations because they give me a variety of the A2 size and a 5x7 folder, and I really like that. So again, we're going to use A plate, B plate, a B plate on top, and look how easy that goes through. And you get a wonderful embossed on this one. Now, the one thing I'll tell you about Couture Creations, sometimes they really are sharp on the inside, and you'll find that sometimes you'll get a paper and it'll cut through depending on the weight of your paper. To avoid that, you can put a little piece of wax paper inside of there, and then your paper, like you'll put your paper, the piece of wax paper, then close your folder, then emboss, and it won't cut through. Let me show you the quick card I threw together using that folder. Isn't that cute? Alrighty, let's go on to the next one. Okay, this one is from Lifestyle Crafts, and some people, that used to be Quickutz, I believe. Going to do the same thing. Your folder opened in, and look how easy that goes through. Now I don't want you to get bored, I just want you to see that each one goes through. And here's the card I made with that folder. Alright, so we're halfway there. Let's just press on. And here's a folder from Sizzix. Same exact way, A plate, B plate, folder, B plate. Now that little click at the end is nothing to be concerned about at all. This one you also get a wonderful, wonderful embossed, and there's the card I did with that one. I also used, and we'll show you this in another video, die cuts from Spellbinders and ran that through the Cuttlebug. Alright, let's do the next one. This one is by Darice, and that one will be exactly the same way. I loved this one. The clouds just turned out so stinking cute. You won't be able to see this one as well, probably because it's dark, but boy, this one really embossed nicely. And here's the card I did. And I used Lawn Fawn stamps on this one. Actually, something I'll show you real quick I did. I raised my, I don't know if the camera can see, I have 3 layers to my balloon to give it more depth, and it just really accented that card nicely. Well, let's do the next one. Now this is another one by Sizzix. This is one of the Tim Holtz alterations. They seem to be a little thicker. I'm not really sure why, but they still work in our Cuttlebug. The same sandwich. And there's that one again. You won't be able to see it too well, but here's what I did with it. I loved it. And this is one of Tim Holtz stamps. And it says, don't think of it as getting older, think of it becoming a classic. I love that. That might be my hubby's birthday card next year. He'll be an old guy. Alright, let's do the next one. And this one is Crafts to You. The same exact way. And I hope this isn't getting boring for you, but again, the whole purpose of this video is to show you that all of the different embossing folders out there work very nicely in different machines. And there's that. And I just threw this card on there real quick. Now, one thing I'll tell you on this one, if you're going to use a stamp on your card as I did, stamp it first, then emboss it. Then you won't have any problems with your stamp being uneven in there. Okay? Alright, this is one of the newer embossing folders by Nellie Snellen, and they are more of a picture, the whole picture instead of being a design, and it's really cool too. And of course, again, works perfectly in the Cuttlebug. Again, you probably won't be able to see that. Let me find the card here. Here's what I did. Very simple. I sanded it because it was coordination paper, and I took one of my white markers and just did the clouds. It's 5 o'clock somewhere. Now, what a lot of folks are doing out there, they're embossing this on white cardstock. You can use your color pencils, you can use your distress markers, your memento markers, and you can actually color in the scene. The Christmas ones are awesome, so make sure to check those out too. Well, we just got a couple more. Now, this is a larger one, and at first you're thinking, oh gosh, that's not going to go through there. Actually, it will. This one is by Desire, and these are called Embossalicious, or at least that's how I say it. And it does it exactly the same way. The other thing I wanted to mention, a lot of them, the folders now are coming out with this area here. Let me see if I can stick that through there. Like here. So you could actually do strips of embossing, which is very nice. Instead of having a crease, you get a nice even emboss. But you see, this plate will fit through there just as well. A little bit tighter, but it went without me standing up and making any sounds. So there you are. So, whoops. So there's that one. It really embosses nicely, and I threw this card together using it. Now, remember in the beginning of the video I told you there's only one that won't fit, and this one goes with the new machine out there called the Embosser, and this is one of their plates, and guess what? It doesn't fit. That's the only one that won't work in my Cuttlebug, so I can't complain. I have a big variety of embossing folders to pull from, all different kind of companies that make them, and my little Cuttlebug, she'll do them all. I hope you've enjoyed the video. Make sure to stay tuned for the other videos showing you the other machines and all the embossing folders, as well as the die cuts. Make sure to stop over to CropStop and tell them Peggy sent you. Bye!